Hi, I'm Tom Brooks and welcome to Thanet Writers investigates voluntary nudity. Writers often find themselves describing scenes where characters are naked, whether that's in front of a partner or something more obscure. How that character found themselves in that situation is something most writers can work out, but how that character actually feels can be a little harder to imagine. I've come to a life drawing class at the Margate Centre for Kent Adult Education to find out more. I'm here with Rachel, a life drawing model. Rachel, to help any writers who may be struggling to describe a character, whether male or female, in a new situation, can you tell me what it's like to be voluntarily nude in front of strangers?
Personally, I find now, after years of working in the industry, getting naked comes very much as a second nature to myself. But to begin with, I personally was obviously racked with my insecurities about my body and my appearance. I began to focus very heavily on angling myself in a way that I felt made my body look good, but that wouldn't necessarily be the case, especially with life modeling. You pretty much have to go how they present you, and sometimes those aren't the most flattering of poses. I've been in very unflattering poses, and so I was concerned essentially I was thinking, well, are these people going to be annoyed that they've hired someone who doesn't look the way that they want to look or might not be perfectly thin? Because I'm not perfectly thin, So obviously those kind of insecurities do come out. I was very paranoid about that, but within about 15 minutes, I was just like, oh, we're here now, let's just do it. Everyone's began, might as well just keep going. So you kind of just put those things to the back of your mind. You become like in a trance because you're just sitting in the same position.
Sure. And how did it feel the first time you took your clothes off? Did you have any sort of nerves and anticipation?
The first time I took my clothes off wasn't in a life drawing environment. It was actually for an audition to be a stripper in a strip club. I remember really vividly not being nervous about being naked, but I was very nervous about fulfilling the routine. I'd never danced on a pole before, and I was like, oh, I'm going to fall off, I'm going to break my head, I'm going to do all these terrible things. And so I remember getting changed and thinking, okay, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And there was maybe 5 seconds where I thought, well, I'm going to have to get naked now. But I was just so focused on the tempo of the song and fulfilling the dance routine and, fulfilling what they were looking for within a sexualized person, that I almost put that to the back of my mind. That certainly got pushed back to make sure I didn't fall over in like 10-inch heels.
So does it become easier the more you do it, or is it still quite difficult from time to time?
I've been working for 10 years now in dancing and being a model, being a life model. You literally do not think about it anymore. It becomes just your second nature. It's like, okay, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to take my clothes off. The biggest thing that I think about is, okay, well now I've got to maintain this look. You continually fight these signs of aging. So going to the gym, clean eating every day, tanning, nails, hair, all of those things become your life more than worrying about being naked, because the more you focus on looking good and maintaining a certain level, a certain standard, then the more you don't have to worry about it. So I literally think, work, 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 gym, 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 be thin, look good, and then I don't have to worry about being naked.
Sure.
I think if I've gained weight, like sometimes just naturally people gain a couple of pounds, I'll go to work and be like, oh, this is terrible, I don't want to take my clothes off, I'm really looking awful, and I'll stand in the mirror and there's mirrors everywhere, and you do feel really, really self-conscious and bad about yourself, but trick lighting and you'll be okay.
And obviously you've spoken to a number of different people, of course, over the years. So how do people react when you tell them that you're a life drawing model?
I don't really tell people unless they ask or unless they have an idea of my personality. They kind of put the pieces together. When they do ask, if they have any negative connotations towards it, then I simply just am aware that person is not someone I want in my life, and I won't associate with them. If they can't be open-minded, then I won't be open-minded to their personality.
Some people believe that nudity should be kept behind closed doors. What's your view on this? How do you feel towards it?
I think if you think that way, it's very anachronistic. It's a very biblical way in which to think about things. in a society that we live in now, it's very hard to deny that nudity and sexualization of any kind of form, the female form, the male form, has been used in everything from music videos to advertising to television. Everyone's naked on television. And I think if you were to worry about it being something that's reserved for, say, your husband or your wife, or to be kept behind closed doors, then you're essentially falling behind the times. It's like denying that you were born naked in front of a room full of doctors. We've all been naked in front of people at some point in our lives, whether we wanted to be or not. You know, we've been on an operating table, we've been born. To think that it's a sin is a ridiculous way to go about your life.
And finally, how does being naked professionally affect you as a person? Has it changed the way that you look at yourself at all?
You are very aware of the maintenance, as I said earlier. You do become a little bit obsessed with it. I certainly do take it into every single day, you know, as I said, going to the gym, making sure my diet's good, making sure that I look my best. Those are things that I certainly have to fulfill my time with. And sometimes you think, oh, I want to eat a cake, I want to slack off, I don't want to lift weights today, but you know at the back of your mind, no, I can't do that, I have to look my best. I've come to think of myself as a product, like my human form is a product and I have to sell it. And so you do lose a certain part of your, not your integrity, but your kind of attachment to yourself. You don't see yourself as a being a lot, you see yourself as a commodity. I'm a viable commodity to sell. And that can be, for some people perhaps, that can be a negative experience, but unfortunately you do become used to it. And maybe it's something I shouldn't be used to, but it's been a long time and I am accustomed to it now.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to
You're
talk
welcome.
to us at Thanet Writers today. You've been incredibly informative, and I'm sure you helped a number of different writers who've been struggling with these experiences. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope this investigation into nudity will help you with your writing, and if there's anything else you'd like to investigate, please do let us know in the comments below. Thanks very much to Rachel and to Kent Adult Education. I'm Tom Brooks, and on behalf of Thanet Writers, thanks for watching.